Hello and what is going on today, guys? Tomcat here, and today I'm going to be talking to you guys about the new cars that were revealed for the next series of Forza Horizon 4, and I wanted to talk to you guys about them as the new update draws closer to release, because this series is about to be over. Now, they talked about a couple of different things, like a couple of different, bug fixes and stuff like that on the stream, and if you would like to know more about that, there will be more information about all those published very soon, but this video is going to focus on the cars in particular, and I also want to apologize for my voice being fairly gone. I'm not sure why my voice chose to get up and leave today, but nonetheless, it is not entirely here. And also, the gameplay you're going to be watching is gameplay from some Drift Adventure that I did earlier today in a couple of my favorite cars. One is my current favorite A-Class rear-wheel drive car, and that is actually the Atomic Bubble Top. And later on, you're going to see some A-Class all-wheel drive Drift Adventure, which is in a Barth 595, which has actually a ridiculous tune on it, and you'll see what I mean by a ridiculous tune later on in the video. So one of the first cars I wanted to talk about here is the Italdesign Zero Uno. Now, this car is very weird, and you guys will see in a minute why. Now, personally, my feeling about this car is that the community is going to be entirely split on it. I feel like there's going to be some people that are going to love it and think it's cool and think it looks crazy, and there's going to be other people that are going to think that it's the ugliest thing in the world and looks like the car has nothing but a bunch of vents and pointless crap, tacked onto it. So, however you feel about that car looks-wise is going to determine, I think, whether or not people are going to use it. Now, obviously, this is a brand new car to the Forza series, and it's going to have a Lamborghini V10 sound because, again, it's very, very closely related to Lamborghini. Italdesign is an Italian design house. If you didn't know, they've designed lots of famous Italian supercars over the course of the previous, well, God, I was about to say 40 years, but probably more than that. Now, this car, though, I feel like it could be a really cool car to, do some crazy stuff with, and who knows, maybe there will be some crazy engine swap options in there, or maybe there will be some fairly rare, weird stuff that we might be able to do to it. Now, whether or not we're actually able to do those things remains to be seen, but it would be really cool if there was something a little bit different than your normal average Lamborghini that we could do to the Italdesign. Now, next up, since this next series and this next month is very heavily focused on Porsche, this is going to be the 356 SL. Now, if you like very cool historic cars, this is going to be one to have in your garage. If you're not a big fan of historic stuff, then, it might not be your cup of tea. But I think, for me, that even if you're not into the historic stuff, you should give it a look. And, I know that there's going to be people that are going to look at it and, don't really have a, let's say, a taste for older cars and go, why are the wheels covered? Well, the wheels, back then, they would do things like that for aerodynamics, and whether or not that's something that you're a fan of, it definitely shows that back then even they were really trying to develop and push aerodynamics to make stuff work. Now, granted, back then the aerodynamics were very primitive compared to what we have today. I mean, compare that 356 SL to, let's say, a modern Porsche 918. It's a completely different level of aerodynamic technology, but nonetheless, it still really, really shows a progression, and I think it's a really cool car to actually even have in your Forza garage. Now, it wouldn't be a pack focusing on Porsche if they didn't put at least a little focus into something like the new Cayman GTS. Now, this is the turbo 4-cylinder Cayman, so however you feel about the turbo 4-cylinder Caymans will probably determine your feelings of this particular car and your feelings about whether or not you're planning on using it. Because there's a lot of people that really don't like that Turbo 4. They think it really doesn't have much character. I've heard it described as quote-unquote farty by Porsche enthusiasts. Now, there are some Porsche enthusiasts that actually really enjoy it, and I actually got the opportunity to drive one of them, and they're very quick. They're very, very fast cars. However, I can see, especially after driving one, I can see how you might miss that flat 6 sound. even though you've got that extra torque and the extra power of the turbo 4-cylinder, I can still see how you might miss some of the engagement and enjoyment of the naturally aspirated flat 6, which again is a very, very iconic part of what makes a lot of Porsches a Porsche. So that signature flat 6 sound, I think when that leaves, a lot of Porsche purists kind of leave with it. And whether or not that makes you love or hate the new Cayman GTS, I think it definitely has a place here in Horizon 4, and I really hope that we've got a good variety of customization options to go through with on that car. Now, I doubt that we'll have any wide bodies or crazy like Rocket Bunny kits or anything like that, but who knows? They usually like to hide some surprises in these new cars, so I'm very curious as to what hides behind the walls of this new Porsche Cayman. Now, up next, we have a icon, the 1970 Porsche 917. Now, this thing is ridiculous. This is from back in the era of when Le Mans cars were pretty much designed as the designer's pen flowed, and that's just pretty much how they were engineered. Not really. A lot more went into it than that. But the aerodynamics were still very experimental, and some of them worked and some of them didn't. But having that car in the game, I think, will really, really make some of the retro race car enthusiasts happy. But I think it'll also make some people angry, because there's always angry people whenever they decide to release cars that have never been released into Forza before into the game. Just because of the simple fact that some people see... Like some people see the act of releasing a track-only race car as a indication that, oh, well, you never released the cars I like, so I hate your game. Put it this way, guys. For one, if there's a car that you have been requesting that still hasn't been added, for one, be patient. And for two, there are a lot of people that like different kinds of cars, and I feel like I have to kind of put this out there every once in a while that, like, not everybody likes the same cars, and the cars that are going to get some people excited are the cars that are going to get other people upset and angry, and that's just the way cars and car games work, and that's kind of the way they've always worked. I mean, like, you know, there were people that got so ridiculously upset that there was a game that didn't have the 350Z, and there were people that got insanely upset about it, and they were like, oh my god, I can't believe you don't have not the 370Z, the 350Z. There were people that were like, oh my god, I can't believe you don't have the 350Z. I refuse to buy your game. And honestly, I feel like you're really missing out if you have that kind of an attitude. And I mean, if you look at cars like this and they just make you angry because they're not the kind of cars you like, think about it from the standpoint of they are the cars that somebody likes, and somebody is going to be very, very happy that they're in the game, even if it's not the car that you've been wanting for the longest time, because maybe the car that you've been wanting will come into the game. I can't control what cars they put into the game, and neither can, like, the only people that can control what cars basically come into the game are really mass amounts of people requesting the same car over and over, and even then sometimes it doesn't work. So really, at the end of the day, I feel like the people that are kind of, you know, getting mad about certain cars coming into the game are really missing the point. And lastly, for this video, we're going to be talking about the 1966 Porsche 906 Carrera 6. Now, this is a very interesting car. It's a very odd shape, and I think this is going to be the car for the people that really like offbeat, weird cars. If you like offbeat, weird cars, or especially offbeat, weird Porsches, this is definitely going to be one to watch out for. Now, they did mention in the live stream that they did earlier today, as of when I'm recording this video, that there was a car that they couldn't show, and a lot of rumors point to that being the Porsche Taycan, and I'm really curious if that's actually going to be a thing, because the supposed reveal for that car sort of lines up with one of the season changes in Horizon 4, so it's very possible that it could be the Porsche Taycan, but we don't know for sure yet. So if that's a car that you've been wanting to see, then keep your fingers crossed. And, you know, for me, I'm always excited to see new cars that are that are new to the game, that have never been in the game before, and I'm always up for having those in the game and up for grabs. So if you guys enjoyed this video, make sure you click that like button. Let me know in the comment section below what you guys thought of it, and if you're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe for more, and I will see you guys in the next one. Talk to y'all later. And also, if you have any feelings about this next season in the game or this next round of seasons, then leave your thoughts in the comment section. I'd love to know what you guys are thinking, and I'd love to talk to you guys in the comments, and I'll definitely be down there talking with you guys about them back and forth. But again, hope you all enjoyed, and I'll see y'all next time.